The TikTok ban has passed, of course, and the Chinese owned video sharing site is still working. So the deadline's gone. It's still up and running. The clock's been ticking. Still not a US company, but it hasn't been banned. Let's bring in Dr. Karen Sutherland from the University of the Sunshine Coast on this one as well. So much for that.
I know. It makes me wonder if they're just sort of, pardon the pun, biding their time to see what actually happens once the new president comes in and whether that ban will actually be upheld. Things haven't. I mean, I think it's a big deal to try and actually make. Like, I think there's a lot going on there, and then we've had like two companies. I think we had Microsoft and then Oracle show interest in it, but none of those deals have actually come through. So it makes me wonder if, they'll wait until the new year when the new president has been sworn in.
The one question I've had is, what does it mean for Australian users if TikTok was to be banned off the Apple Store because of the United States?
Well, I think what's happening in other countries, I went to a really interesting academic research conference this week all about TikTok, actually. And what happened in India, when it was banned, was that just other similar apps popped up. So I think, maybe if TikTok is banned here, either people will find a way around it, or other similar apps will take its place.
I'm really seeing some smart use of TikTok by businesses. I've become a bit of a TikTok fan over recent times, more so than Instagram now as well. And watching how businesses are getting the message in, it's almost subliminal, but it works.
Oh, absolutely. And the use of TikTok has become actually quite sophisticated from a business perspective. People are using it to build that audience and build that following that then convert into customers. And they generally do that by really sharing helpful tips. And I've talked about this a lot, about sharing valuable content. And you can learn so much from the videos on TikTok. I've learned all sorts of things. And I think that's where people are positioning themselves now as experts. And it's not
Yeah.
just a young audience anymore. And I think it's actually really working in people's favor. There's a whole community on there of small business owners and Australian small business owners who are supporting each other by buying each other's products and giving each other's shout outs and things like that to
Mm.
really get things going, particularly this year when it was really necessary to boost Australian business.
Yeah, now I'm interested as well. You probably heard me talking to Holly a bit earlier about this federal government new code, essentially trying to get Facebook and Google to pay for news as well. They've threatened to actually leave the country, saying that the Australian news content is so unnecessary for them compared to other parts of their business. They probably don't want the rest of the world to follow them on this one. We know the rest of the world will be watching. But I guess what we're seeing, and this is how the Treasurer put it, is that what happens online needs to replicate what happens in the physical world as well.
Yeah, I think with this, I think the definitions around the use of Australian media content really need to be defined because and articulated. Because are they talking about Facebook uploading, uploading this sort of media? Are they talking about its users sharing it from the media sites? Are they talking about the media outlets themselves have their own Facebook pages and share their own content? So will that be allowed? I think there are lots of different elements here that really need to be discussed, and I think maybe there'll be varying permissions for each one.
Yeah, very much so. It's interesting they've included the ABC and SBS with this as well, the public broadcasters. Still waiting for detail about what it means for the smaller players out there too that don't have a huge lobbying group in Canberra when it comes to this as well. Also, YouTube, some movement there. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, YouTube is now trialing along the lines of some Twitter and Instagram have been trialing this in a little way as well. To when people are sharing, say, not so positive comments, actually really quite hate speech type comments on videos, that something will pop up to say, basically trying to make them reflect on their behaviour and see if they actually really want to post it. So I find that quite interesting,
Wow.
but it's all done by AI. So I'm sure there'll be many mistakes made there.
Yes, we love a bit of AI. All right, Dr. Karen Sutherland, appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.